Hello and good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Peanut and I are doing a video this morning. He's in the room, ever present, watching to make sure everything goes well. Over there and get my finger in the camera right there. He's a little miffed. I'm not sure why. You know, as people get miffed too when they think you owe them something. He's due a treat or something. I'd maybe forgotten, so he just stares at me. Occasionally puffs his cheeks out, snorts. In the last couple of days, I see. There's a lot of new classes beginning in 2022. They're on the website www.garychampion.com. All the free stuff is on there on the events page with the free healing, free readings, and then some you have to pay for are on the classes page. There's a lot of them. I decided to, I don't know how many, but they're ones that I know well, so I'm offering those. The last couple of days I keep waking up to the same song, and I never heard anybody say that getting song lyrics is a good way for a medium to get information from the other side. I started saying it all the time. I've written it in books and everything. Now I hear it a lot, so it must be common. Or either people are taking my comments and just making it up. Anyway, slow down, you're moving too fast. You got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Simon and Garfunkel. Anyway, that's as far as the song goes. I don't know. But I've heard it enough times I've got it memorized. That tells you a lot. So I think the reason people aren't going back to work is similar to the message of that song. Millions of people didn't go back to work, but businesses will get by. They'll put one person in there making burgers or selling something or whatever. But you know, the unemployment's like 4.8, so it's like way down. And I think at one time an economist said after below 7%, you're begging people to go to work. They don't want to go to work. 10%, 11%, that's high through the COVID thing, but we're down to 4.8 or something like, maybe less than that. So people are starting to spend a lot of time not working, which I always thought was a great idea anyway. And let me work hard when I'm this age, and let me get my young years. I don't want to do anything. Unfortunately, my temperament doesn't fit that. I've worked since I was 12, so I like work. But for those who don't, I guess they're moving in with relatives. I know there's 3 guys down here that rented one of the houses, and they have jobs, but I suspect before they were living with their mothers or something like that. Now they've rented a place and moved in together, sort of college style, really, even though they're in their mid-30s. None of them married. I don't even think they have a dog. They come and go to work, come back home. But they're spending their years not being married. Marriage is no longer seen as valuable to a lot of people. People are getting married 30s and 40s. They're not, and after that, probably not. So there's a short period of time there, like 10 or 15 years, where people are going to get married, and if they don't, they probably won't. Or later in time, they see the error of their ways and decide to get married. I was married, and then I had 30 years where I wasn't married. So I can see both sides of it. So the song, slow down, you're moving too fast, you've got to make the morning last. Um, I've come to like that philosophy when I was a kid, but I was always working day and night and going to school and one thing after another. But it certainly fits my philosophy now. I do get up early. My wife just called me from Chicago, and she's with relatives at it's a marriage. I don't get involved in these things. You think I should know my wife's relatives and who's getting married and friends that are getting? I don't get into that. There's too many of them. It's too draining. But she says she's up. I don't know. She called me at 8 o'clock. She says she was up at like 6, and nobody else is up. They're all in bed. So I believe in getting up and doing, but I also believe in having a cup of coffee, hanging out. Yeah. Oh boy, now they're playing another song. I love this stuff. This is a great business to be in. Dream a little dream for me. I don't know who wrote it. Sounds like Mama Cass singing it, from the Mamas and Papas from the 60s, a defunct group for a long time. I think most of them have passed. Oh, Mama Cass is gone, and John, what's his name, the lead guy, and I think they're all, I think at least those two people have passed. It was Denny and Michelle too. See, they've got a strange memory. I can remember that, but not to do something I have to do. So I think, and there's something interesting going on in the world, that we are beginning to make a turn in an interesting way. Captain Kirk went to space for real, and George Takei, his nemesis, has said he's a terrible guinea pig. Not so, Mr. Takei. You're too angry about past events. You've got to stop holding on to crap. He went up as someone 90 years old, I think. And people who are 90 are very observant, and if their brains are good, they're very quick. And he made a judgment that the environment's screwed up. From space, you can see it, I guess. I don't think he elaborated. But we've got to get on this, he says. Climate change, and I've never heard him say anything like that before. So at the age of 90, he's still learning. He's a great guinea pig to go into space, because he anyway, things are sort of turning around. Those who attack the Capitol building are being arrested and being held accountable, going to jail, and they don't get the point. They don't get it. I was just following Donald Trump's. No, that's not good. If that were a good excuse, every soldier in Hitler's army would have said, "Hey, we were just following orders." You can follow orders if it's illegal. If it's an illegal command, following it is not legal. I mean, you can't. If you support a bad act, you can't. It's not defensible in court or in the court of world opinion. And there was a senator the other day that says, "Oh, it was just like they were visiting. There was a tourist thing. It wasn't really. They weren't." Yeah. And now they're going to pay for it. They're going to go to jail. So we had 4 years of terrible angst and anger, and guy thought he was king, and you don't matter, and things are slowly coming around. He's going to lose a golf course or two. He's not going to jail. He'll fight that, but he's losing hotels and whatnot. The Scottish are really angry at him because he had a golf course there, and he promised to protect the dunes, which are large sand dunes that have been there for centuries, that are of interest to the Scottish government, and he didn't. He put buildings on them and tore them up, and then they were angry. So he didn't make Scotland great again either. But things are starting to come around to common sense, as I said they would, that the world can't be stupid forever. So I have a sort of an enlightened view of things. I think that the world swings one way and then it swings back the other way. It swings one way, it swings the other way. As with Hitler, as with that guy in Spain, as with any dictator. They were popular in the 12th century, and you were king because you got there first. You had the most land, whatever, it made you king. America's never had a king, and we don't want one. We want to be able to vote. And you see the efforts by Republicans to redistrict, gerrymandering what it's called, where you redistrict the Hispanics here in Texas where their vote doesn't matter. It's hard to explain gerrymandering, but that's what's going on. Also in other states. Trying to hold on to that power is pathetic. One person, one vote. That's what we've got. Stop screwing around with it. Yes, women have rights too. Stop screwing around with it. Stop messing with it. But the it just keeps spinning. It's coming back around. To those who are hoping that the world can be a better place. It already is. Unemployment's down. I'm sure the ecology is better. The air is cleaner. They've put all those restrictions back in where you can't just blow anything in the air. I have great hope. But then I see the future, and things are better in the future. Not to worry. It's interesting, isn't it? How it's sort of like the seasons of the year, someone's saying. You know, you have now the fall, it's beautiful, the leaves are falling, it's a little cooler, you can put a jacket on. Nice time of the year. It comes full on winter, which we don't get down here, but ice and snow for 6 or 8 or whatever, how many months, which is the bad part. But then, amazingly, the snow melts, the sun comes out, the clouds go away, wildflowers begin blooming in places that they shouldn't be. Squirrels come out of their nest, begin to run all over the ground. Birds begin to sing, and the world is renewed. So we run in cycles. I don't think it's necessary, but we say the world is cyclical, so people change. Defund the police. That's real popular in Portland, unless you live there. Now people are just walking in stealing stuff in the bright of day. Police won't stop them because they've got these rules now. The force they can use are rubber bullets. So, chaos. I used to love Portland, and I'm sure I will again. But that's still going on. That's still going on a year after a new president. Local people can't seem to get a hold on it. To where there's no point to violence. You proved your point, but this is about theft. I used to go to Portland twice a year just to work. There was a great psychic fair there, but I wouldn't go there now. No way. People are leaving that town. So defunding the police, they have lawyers, they're liberal lawyers that think that's a good idea, but blah, blah, blah. People who live there have changed their mind. We don't want to defund the police because there's chaos now. Armed robbery in the middle of the day. There is no alternative to having police. What we can do is better interview police and better police the police to where things don't happen like that. They're afraid of an incident, so if a car is speeding and a black man's in it, they don't stop it. They just let it go. See you later. They create another incident, and then the town gets burned down again. That's what Defund the Police is doing, and they've written laws to keep them from stopping people who are doing things that are illegal. Not a good idea. And its popularity has come and gone, except in a couple of cities. Most cities don't want to defund the police. As a matter of fact, they want to increase police and build more jails instead of less. We've got to do a better job of policing police. But like I'm saying, the world is changing. Oh, okay. People have become more isolated as a consequence of all these things. COVID isolated for sure. But towns where you don't have police, people aren't going anywhere. Kills the economy. People are afraid. People are self-isolating for different reasons. That's what somebody's saying. People are self-isolating for. It's hard to put a particular one on, but people are protecting themselves from COVID, from angry people, from homeless people, which is on the rise. And like I said, the animals that are being let go by these people who are now homeless, they don't know what to do with them. Shelters are full. Sounds bad, but shelter people get a handle on it. They're really good at this. If you have an animal you can't care for anymore, take it to them. They find new homes. That's a great place to get a dog. So the world's too complex to talk about in a video, isn't it? All you can do is talk about a little segment of it. But I'll be glad when people are not self-isolating anymore. And here in Texas, it's gotten better. A lot of cars out now. People still cautious about things. People are watching what they say. They're afraid to anger somebody. They don't want to take a side either way. That's sad. America was founded on that. Speak your mind. It's what got us here. Originally, the religious freedom, pilgrims came for that reason. They couldn't do what they wanted to in England, they came here. And set up a system very similar to that in England where they couldn't do what they wanted to do here. They didn't have religious freedom, they just changed buildings. But we have a great proliferation of religious groups here in Texas, which they don't have in England. There'll be at least 500. So it did work out. Religious freedom, a woman's right to do with her body what she wants. To have police protect us. These are not American thoughts, they're human thoughts. And we're struggling with all these new ideas. It's amazing that these ideas didn't exist until we got certain people in office, and they had lawyers that were really sharp and really bright, and they threw out all these catchphrases that were just lies. Drain the swamp. Sleepy Joe. So you're good at slogans, bad on running the country. Good at slogans, bad at running the country. And my wife and I watch a lot of television. We're watching a lot of foreign films now, and she'll say something, blah, blah, blah. And I say, yeah, look, in France, they got that fast train that runs 400 miles an hour. Because you can drive across France in a day. You can. England, you can drive across it. It's not that big. These are small countries with not huge numbers of people in them. And people always in this country look at it, we should be doing that. We should be doing what they're doing. Well, those things apply in a small country, but they don't apply in a country as big as ours. Millions and millions of square miles. And each state has its own rules. So you try running a bullet train from New York to L.A., and what would be the point? You get on a plane, get there quicker anyway. And we've got, I was noticing, you can hear the commuter train from here. I call it the commuter train. I don't know if it has a name or not. Certain towns give them names. I don't know what it's called. But it toots a little horn when it stops over here. You can walk over there and get on it and go anywhere you want to go for a reasonable price, small fee. We don't need a bullet train to go where? That's why we never got them. Our trains move slow. They move goods. People don't ride trains for passenger service anymore. Unless you want that scenic thing. I thought once, I'd get on a train that runs out to the coast and just get up in that little bubble top and look out and enjoy it. Never happened. Why? My guys are telling me because I didn't slow down. Slow down. You're moving too fast. My video went in a circle. I didn't design it that way. I have a couple of words written down over here. It's free flowing. It's whatever I hear. Here I heard a word yesterday, and I think this is what's coming. And I wrote it down. A bunch of little notes on here. Some healing things. So I'm always learning. I'm an old dude, but I love learning new stuff. Not what other people are doing, but what the truth is. The truth about healing is it works. How does it work? I don't want to learn a method because that's too many rules for me, and I wouldn't remember them anyway. But I heard reciprocity, and I heard it when I got up, and then I heard it in the middle of the day, and then I heard it in the afternoon. I thought, I'll write that down. Reciprocity. And reciprocity is kind of where we're coming to. Reciprocity is exchanging things with others for mutual benefit. There's a lot of bartering going on. I'll give you this if you get, which used to happen in this country. People are bartering for services, especially if you're off the grid. And a lot more people are off the grid now. But it also works well with foreign governments. And I think we're going to see a lot of reciprocity. You take this tariff down, we'll take ours down. You'd agree to stop doing this, we'll agree to stop doing that. Otherwise, we're just building walls. And who wins? Nobody. We can't import your stuff because we have too many tariffs on it. We need this stuff, but we're not going to import it. We put the same tariffs on our stuff that used to sell someplace. Now they won't carry it. Shuts down the economy. Shuts down the little man, the little businessman too. So not just the big ones. So reciprocity is where we're heading. I'll trade you a pineapple for an apple or a banana. I'll give you the material. There's some new source of material for making batteries for electric cars. And like I said, like a year ago, electric cars were going to be it. Oh no, I heard all this stuff. Industrial internal combustion machine, that's it forever. No, everything's going electric. They just came out with a new Hummer that's electric with 1,000 horsepower. Batteries are getting better. The ability to charge them is going to be, like I said, it'll be while you're driving, your car can be charging. You won't be plugged into anything. You won't need that. Why? I think they're probably safer, gasoline explodes. I think they're renewable. I think they don't use oil. We stop poking holes in the earth trying to pull up oil to process it. Now, yeah, a lot of people are going to lose jobs, but there's jobs in the electric industry. These people that are pumping for oil, they can be digging for stuff to make batteries to run cars longer. I think they're up to 350 miles on some of these things. That's a lot. Although I've had days where I've driven 500 miles in a day. So if I can charge it when I'm driving it, that would work for me. And I've already got my own electric car. Old dude from the old days, old white guy looking at electric cars. I just like the idea. So people who have the stuff that's necessary to make the batteries with that we need to make more electric cars, we're going to do reciprocity with them. We'll give you this if you give us that. Reciprocity, that's the future. Watch and see it happen a lot now. It's happening a lot now. Someone's always willing to trade you something for something. And it's the old bartering days. We can do that within from state to state to state. Used to be bad. You walk from one state or ride a horse from one state to another. There were tariffs. All that's broken down now. You can get in a car in America and drive from one end to the other. No one's going to throw down a toll gate. And anyway, reciprocity. The coming year we'll see a lot of reciprocity. And I will be teaching lots of classes. I'm not sure what. And I will not be taking an apple pie for a class. Let's see. I have the self-healing class is back on. I have a manifesting class, which I worked hard on, that I'm still working on, but it's 90% ready to teach you how to manifest things in your life, which I've done. Everything you see here, everything I've got, everything I am has been manifested by me. So, with a little help from my friends on the other side, they're saying, don't forget us. Manifesting class, improve your intuition. That's a new class. Manifesting's new too. Improving your intuition is another class too. And that one has 75 different parts, so it's a long one. Lots of stuff. It's January, self-healing. February is manifesting. March is the intuition class. April, change your programming, change your life. That was a good class. You learned how to do it. You can change your life. Nothing is fixed in you that can't be changed. At the right level, not the conscious level, but the subconscious level, you can change your entire life. You just have to reprogram it. We're like computers. And when you say, I'm going to go think about something, the conscious brain can only think about what it knows. And changing your life means the subconscious has to work, has to make possible new things that for you to know in order to institute them into your program and make life change. This is a fun part of life as a medium, teaching a class. You want up here? There he is. Peanut the Wonder Dog. Still a little grumpy, wanting his snack. It's not long for a walk. See it? Hear him sigh. I'm so happy. Me too. Happiness is an attainable goal, but you have to work at it. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.